Freddy versus Jason. My God, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of enjoyment in this film. Um, but anyway, the film joins the two series in a shared universe and pits their respective antagonists, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, against each other. Freddy is weakened and forgotten because the citizens of his hometown Springwood have defeated him by using medications that repress dreams. Freddy awakens Jason to stir up fear and grow his powers so that he may return and kill again. Jason turns out to not be as easily controlled as Freddy initially thought, and the two supernatural mass murderers come into conflict. Fun fact: the film is the last film in both of the franchises before both of them got like their own remakes. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010, which I already did a review for it. Go check it out. And Friday the 13th, the 2009 remake slash reboot, which is the next movie, which is the next and final movie that I will be reviewing in the Friday the 13th film franchise. But yeah. So this movie, I'm sure this movie came out in 2003, and I was 3 years old. I was born in 2000, and this movie came out in 2003. So um, this obviously I did not see this. Obviously, I did not see this movie in theaters. My parents didn't take me to the movie theaters. I was way too young. I was 3 years old. I was way too young to see this movie. And plus, horror movies can really scar little children and give them nightmares. Kind of like Alien. I saw Alien when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, a little boy, and I had nightmares. I had nightmares. That movie was disgusting. But yeah, like I don't remember when I actually saw this movie. I think I saw this movie as like on a YouTube channel. Like a YouTube channel was like reviewing like all the Friday the 13th and like Nightmare on Elm Street, all these like horror slasher films, and they got to Freddy versus Jason. I watched their YouTube. I watched their video breaking this movie down scene by scene, and then I did see the movie, and yes, I did see the movie before I saw their review. But yeah, so so yeah, so yeah, this movie isn't great. All right, it's not perfect. I have mixed feelings about Freddy versus Jason. I think it's way better than Alien versus Predator. That's for sure. Like if I had to choose between Freddy versus Jason or Alien versus Predator, I would hands down choose Freddy versus Jason. I love Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees way more than like the xenomorphs or the predators. The both of their species. But yeah, I have, yeah, like I said, I have mixed feelings. I wanted this movie to be great or good, but I had, yeah, like I said, mostly mixed feelings. More positive than negative. After I finished, and I just rewatched this movie, by the way, and like, here's the thing: England, or Englund, is Freddy Krueger. Like, he is that character. He is this character. No other actor can play Freddy Krueger, and he's done an amazing job playing Freddy. And you and me, I don't know about you. Well, actually, I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you, but for me, I watched this movie. I came to this movie for Freddy and Jason, for the title, Freddy versus Jason. That is why I watched this movie, because we want to see these two characters, these two like supernatural like slashers, murderers, like killing each other, like slashing and hacking and killing each other, and that's what we came here for. do we give a shit about the human characters? Like there are like a group of these young kids, these teenagers, but do we care about them? I really don't. I really don't. Like some of the dialogue and the one-liners, and they're not good. Um, and there's a new actor playing excuse me, Jason Voorhees. Um, oh my god, where's his name? Where is Ken Kirzinger? Who did a lot of stunt works for some of the Friday the 13th films. He stepped in for Kane Hodder. I guess the director, Wani Yu, wanted like wanted Jason Voorhees to be like physically imposing and intimidating and threatening compared to Freddy Krueger. And so that's why they recasted Jason Voorhees because like I said, Kane Hodder is um, Jason Voorhees to Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger. Like those two actors are those characters, and no other actors I can see them. I can picture them as those characters. You know. Like I said, the action, the fight scenes were pretty entertaining. Were high actually fuck that. They were highly entertaining. I enjoyed it. The death scenes, the kill scenes were pretty gross and disgusting. And that's what we came here for. I really don't care all that much about the human characters. I really don't. We're all here for um, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. That's why we're here. We're not here because we want to we want to get introduced to this new cast of human characters just to get killed off one by one um, by both Freddy and Jason. You know, but yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, overall, I'm sure like fans of both of these two horror franchises will enjoy this showdown. But it's not for everyone. This movie is definitely not for everyone. I will give it that. This movie tries to have attempts to be clever and picks up storylines that were dropped, but I think it's pretty solid. I think this movie, Freddy vs. Jason, is a very solid effort into making this film. It does have enough frights and humor. Even though some of the humor was, I was like, okay, that's a little bit, just a tiny bit too much, a bit too much. There is enough amount. There is a solid amount of blood and surprises and dialogue and entertainment, consistencies and enjoyment that you can get from this film. Um, it's a lot of guilty pleasure. A lot of guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure is two words I'll use to describe this film. It's these two characters like pretty much like massacring each other, and that sounds awesome, right? Um, but yeah. So, in an interview with Entertainment Weekly published in 2023, Robert Englund said that he was proud of Freddy vs. Jason. He said, Mr. Freddy Krueger said, it took the genius of Wani Yu. I'm proud of that film. It's really fun to see on a big flat screen with the sound turned up and some cold pizza. But yeah. So this film also marks Robert Englund's final portrayal as Freddy Krueger. A sequel and crossover with the Evil Dead franchise was planned, but it was ultimately scrapped and it turned into a comic book limited series, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, and it led to a follow-up, The Nightmare Warriors. So there's so there's that. So there's that. It sucked because I really do. That sounds really awesome. I want to see Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, bring in the Evil Dead, the Necronomicon, the book. Oh my god, that would be so awesome. That would have been cool to see in a live action film. But, it didn't happen and it turned into a comic book. Um, I did enjoy this film. Um, and yeah, this is the last film in each of their both of their franchises. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say for Freddy versus Jason. A very solid enjoyment. Not bad, not too bad. Like I said, it's not great. I really the movie is really focusing so much on the human characters, and they're really the director, the director Wani, and the writers, and I'm sure the producers, and every all of them really tried to make us connect and feel and relate to these human characters. But ultimately, at the end, I really don't care. It was just not enough. There's not enough time to spend with the human characters because they're not in the title of the movie. It's just Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for Freddy versus Jason. Pretty solid film, guilty pleasure of mine. Really entertaining, really enjoyable piece of a film. But thank you so much, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll be helping me out by a bunch. And thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.